Welcome back to the Crafty Organizer. I'm Noreen Burke, and if you've ever watched my videos before and heard me talk about using timers and you think, nope, I don't like timers, then today's tip and technique is for you. Let's get started. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for checking me out. If you're returning, I very much appreciate you coming to see me again. But I am always talking about setting a timer. If you're overwhelmed, if you're having a hard time getting through a project, set a timer for a minimum amount of time and see how much you can get done in that amount of time. Except that I hear a lot of people commenting that they don't do well with timers. Timers adds on anxiety for them. It makes it hard for them to focus on the task because they're so worried about that timer going off and them not completing something. So I wanted to flip how you do this. One of my viewers had said this at the beginning of the year, and it just spoke volumes to me about not focusing so much on the grand picture, but what's the next right thing that you could do? In my own home, things have started piling up. I've had little to-dos that go in one corner and another corner and on another surface, and I've been needing to get them done. And me personally, my personality type, when I have a lot of things that aren't done, it starts weighing on me. Those things will immediately pile up in my brain and in my whole body, and I'll start feeling stressed. I'll start feeling anxiety, which leads me to depression. So I wanted to get a handle on all of these things right now and get them done. So I'm going to take you on a journey of how, instead of setting a timer, I'm just going to focus on doing the next right thing or the next small thing. So I went through my house and I started identifying things that I could do that were a small project. Just focus on one small thing and see how long it took me. So here's a list of the things I wanted to tackle. We had some larger items that I need to find a home for. I have returns that need to be done. You know, the normal chores of cutting up fruit that had come in. I need to take things back to the foster family. But then there's projects I haven't finished, like these shelves that I'd been trying to decide what I wanted to do with. And of all the silly things, a mirror that I've been wanting to hang in my kitchen. So if you've watched me before, you know that sometimes I talk about finding inspiration in something that will lead to motivation. For me in my house, my coffee bar is one of my favorite places to decorate. So if I could start there with a little inspiration, it will give me the motivation to start working elsewhere. And that's exactly what happened today. So I made this small DIY project out of some plates I got from the Dollar Tree. It was a quick and easy craft, but this allowed me to redo my coffee bar. From there, it allowed me to go into the garage and get the hardware I've been needing to go ahead and hang up this mirror. This literally took me less than 2 minutes. Why in heaven's name was I waiting so long to hang this? But I needed to go to the garage, meaning that I needed my hammer, and my hammer wasn't put away, and I didn't know where my hardware was, so it just became a never-ending wait because there were things to do. I often talk about the book, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, and if you've not read that before, or if you're new to my channel and haven't heard me talk about it, it's the cutest little story about if a mouse comes to your home and you give it a cookie, it's going to want milk. If it wants milk, it's going to want a story. If it gets a story, it's going to want a blanket so it can take a nap. And if it takes a nap, it's going to wake up and it's going to be hungry and it's going to want a cookie. It's this cute little cyclical story, and I feel like in my life, I get easily distracted. Oh my gosh, so easily distracted. So when I get started on something, it leads me to another thing, which opens up to another thing. And that's exactly how all of these projects ended up today. So let's take a look at what else I did after I hung that mirror. I made these room dividers. If you're interested in that video, I'll have it linked below. But I had done it with paper shades and I was never happy with the way they turned out. So I'd gotten a shower curtain and recovered them. And this took me less than 10 minutes, you guys. I was super surprised with, once again, how quick that was, which made me dive into my next project, which was organizing my DVDs. Be sure to stay till the end. I'm going to show you what the after looks like for all of these and tell you the total time I spent. I've had this drawer of DVDs. I keep my player in here, and this works. It's super organized. But we don't watch DVDs very often. They take a bunch of space, and I've seen many of you talk about using this little case they got from Amazon to organize their DVDs. So I decided to jump in and do that. So I separated the DVDs that I wanted, organized the ones that I didn't, and got rid of all of the cases. And I'm so glad I did this. So then I decided to go ahead and see how long it would take me to finish those shelves I had in the bathroom. I had decided a long time ago that I wanted to stain them that same color that I have in my kitchen, but I didn't have my workbench clean. So now that it was clean, I decided, great, let's stain these pieces. They were already pre-cut. I had that done when I bought them at Lowe's, and I zipped through these. And do you want to guess how long it took me to stain all of these? Because I was a little bit surprised. 6.5 minutes. 6.5 minutes. I've been putting this off for a year for a 6.5 minute project. Now, of course, at the end, yes, I did need to nail these to the end, but the part I was dreading was the staining part. And it didn't take me any time at all. So by putting some glue and a couple of finishing nails on, you guys, I got to finish a project that I had been dreading for a year. So I'm going to keep saying this. Pick one small thing and see how long it takes you. I promise you're going to be so shocked, because even I am shocked at how much less time it took. I'm always saying set the timer for 15 minutes. Most of these projects that I did took me less than 15 minutes to do. So the dread of something, the not wanting to tackle an item, is really what bogs us down. So just pick one small thing to do and see how much you can get done. The other thing I want to talk about is make sure you clean up afterwards. This is my biggest issue. I am horrible at cleaning up afterwards. And if I would just take the time, which this took less than a minute to do, to clean up afterwards, you are setting yourself up for complete success the next time you want to do a project. So are you ready to see the projects all done and find out how long it took me? So here's the little story of if you give a mouse a cookie, or if the little mouse does one small thing. These plates led me to update my whole coffee bar. Doing my coffee bar led me to hanging this mirror finally, which needed to be done, which led me to adding something to my counter, and that gave me a burst of energy to clean all of the grout. Finishing the screen segued perfectly into me finally getting these DVDs organized, losing the cases and put into the holder, which ultimately led me to the bathroom shelves. And this was all because I did one small thing, which was hanging a mirror. Now, I know this isn't an exact example for you, but quite honestly, I feel more invigorated now because I got so many projects done. And even with the wait time of me waiting for things like the stain to dry, doing all of these projects took less than 3 hours, you guys. 3 hours, and my house feels totally rejuvenated. I've got the things that need to be returned in the car. That's the last thing I still need to do. I'm going to go ahead and return the items to the foster family where we got Yzma. I'm going to return those few things to Lowe's and to IKEA. Maybe I'll do a peek at what they've got right now. But all of these tasks have been looming and have been pulling me down and making me start to feel those feelings I don't like. By doing one small thing over the course of 3 days, my house now feels totally open and I am so re-energized. So since I needed this reminder, I thought maybe today's video would be a helpful tip for you to remember. Just do that one small thing. And if you do need the help of a timer, set it for a time that feels comfortable for you, and then step back, celebrate what you just got done, take a break, but if you're really feeling rejuvenated, do that next small thing and see where it takes you. The flip side of that, though, is do what you can, and when you can't, be kind to yourself and try again later. This really is such a crucial thing. I push myself really hard to make sure I'm consistent for answering the emails, answering the comments, answering friend mail, filming, writing, doing things for Annie's, and sometimes I need to just let myself rest. So if I need the reminder, I'm guessing you do too. So be kind to yourself. Do what you can. Try either the timer or try doing the small thing. But by doing these, I promise you're going to eventually get a handle on what you've got going on, and you will feel so much better for it. Thank you to my patrons who allow me to make these videos. Thank you for watching today if it was your first time. If it is and you liked what you saw, please give that subscribe button a click. And if you have returned from watching me again, you guys, I appreciate you so much. I can't wait to read the comments of what you say. I really do enjoy reading what you have to say and getting to interact with you. I will see you guys in just a few days. Bye.